Welcome to Chef Live. We're here today talking about fun things that you can make at home with your kids, and I am joined with two really special guests, pastry chef Thomas Treverthen and his daughter, Giselle. I'm so excited to work with you. Thanks for being here, guys.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. What are you going to do today, Giselle?
Help out.
Okay.
Giselle is going to make the crumble for the top of the apples.
Okay.
So that's going to be an all-in mixing bowl. You ready to mix it with your hands, honey?
Yes.
Okay. Let me start with Miss Bonnie over here.
Yes.
So what we need to
show
do.
me.
These are baby crab apples.
Look at
which
how
are
wonderful
nice and
those
sweet,
look.
And these are golden delicious apples. So
Okay.
what you need to do, peel the apples,
Okay.
then cut them into little wedges.
Oh, great.
Then from there, we'll roll them in the cinnamon, the butter, and the raisins. And they'll go into the pot. We'll put the streusel on the top. We'll bake it. Then we'll serve it with a warm vanilla ice cream.
That sounds wonderful. I
Very
can't
easy.
believe he's trusting me with a knife.
Okay, you ready, Giselle?
Yes.
So this is the brown sugar. Crunch it up. Now put the white sugar in it.
So this looks like we're doing stuff that ingredients that you probably just have on hand, right? This
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
anything tricky.
And it's such a small amount, so we definitely have all this at home. This is
Okay.
rolled oats. Rub them together with your hands like that.
And you know, as a dietitian, the thing that I like most about desserts is when you can plate them with, as you know, the main feature is a fruit.
Oh,
'Cause It
yes.
still counts as a fruit serving. I know that sometimes people joke that apple pie isn't really fruit, but of course it is.
Exactly.
You're still getting
as
some
long
of
as
the.
it tastes nice.
And
yummy.
it tastes good too.
Now you ready for the butter?
Mhm.
Now we could do this with a mixer, but it's more fun to do with your hands. I think that's the funnest part about cooking. is getting your
Giselle, how
hands
old
and
are
getting
you?
6 3/4.
6
Wow. And how long do you think you've been in the kitchen?
I don't know.
When did you, how old were you when you first got into the kitchen?
I don't really remember.
Wow, that must have been a long time ago though.
Yep.
Or she has the same syndrome that the rest of us have, right? That we
forget.
can't remember things like that.
Giselle's always in the kitchen.
That's
She's
great.
up as soon as sun's up, and she's up. Daddy, can we have pancakes today? And the flour's out, the mixer's out. I said, hold on, honey."
Oh, wow.
With her brothers still, so it's a little. How you doing there?
Great.
So, with the streusel, the crumble which we're making here, has the brown sugar, which will be nice and tasty. There's 2 parts flour, 1 part butter, so it doesn't get too moist.
Okay.
Okay. Keep
And
mixing.
you're just using cinnamon, right? Could you use other spices in here if you were?
Cinnamon complements the apples very well,
Okay.
so I wouldn't put anything else in cinnamon.
Okay.
But of course you can experiment. A little bit of cinnamon in the streusel. How you doing there?
Great.
That's a good job. Look at that. Is it hard?
Nope.
It's not hard.
Nope.
Have you done this before at home?
Nope.
Giselle, do you think you want to be a chef when you grow up?
Sure.
Fantastic. Are you going to do pastries or are you going to do more stuff like your mom cooks at home?
Pastry.
Ah, Daddy's got somebody wrapped around his finger, it looks
As long
like.
as you love pastries and desserts, it's fine. So with the apples, we have the baby crab apples.
My husband will tell you that I am not a great baker because it takes too much science and I don't ever take the time to measure things. So sometimes they don't turn out all that fantastic.
It's all about experiment. You make bread with me at home, though. So Giselle loves to make pizza dough. Remember we make pizza dough? We
Yep.
cook it in our oven?
And pizza oven.
Yeah, in our pizza oven. Now, what happens when we start cooking at home?
I don't really know.
Let me give you a clue.
Yeah.
So who are your little brothers?
Kieran and Addison,
And what do?
they get up to mischief.
They get up to mischief, yeah. Well, let's say you're making this crumble in the kitchen, you've got a chair up at the table. What do when they come into the kitchen?
They get another chair and another chair for themselves.
Oh, yeah. And so you're making your nice crumble streusel here, and all of a sudden you're invaded by Kieran and Addison, right?
Yeah.
Are they good
things-
cooks too?
Yeah, but they don't really know how.
And everybody gets a piece of pizza dough, right? And then what happens? You try to roll it out, right?
And I need it. I know
Yeah.
how to knead.
You need it, you need it, you need it.
Oh, how fun.
And then with our pizza dough, we let it rise. Then we flatten it out and make our pizza. So everybody's in the kitchen having a family cooking day on Daddy's day off making pizza.
That sounds fantastic.
It gets pretty wild.
I bet. And what a great lead-in to Create a Change Now.
Oh,
which
absolutely.
Which is another event, another organization that Cheflive is involved in.
Yes.
You can go to createachangenow.org and find great recipes to do with your kids and some helpful tips on just how to work with kids in the kitchen. But our main focus is to try to get more kids back in the kitchen and families to sit around the table.
Yeah,
some
food
more.
and cooking in the kitchen is the best way to do it. You find out what's happening in your kids' life, what they like to do, and it always, especially with young kids, is the simplest things that are the most amazing. Cooking in the kitchen with pastry and baking with healthy food is something they'll always remember and they love to do.
And so, Chef, do you think that your kids eat a wider variety of foods because of the way that you cook and offer foods at home?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We with our shopping, we shop for quality ingredients and the freshness and fresh fruits and vegetables and a lot of quality ingredients and very basic cooking that's easy to do. If there's too much time involved, then the kids lose interest. But when it's cookies and you make the cookie dough, if you make it all by hand and just drop it out on the tray and bake it off in the oven, we've made banana muffins and from overripe bananas we've had on the counter and they've disappeared before the afternoon. Everybody's having banana muffins.
That is wonderful.
How are we doing over here?
We're doing good. How do these look?
They look great.
They
so
do? Okay.
You have a few small pieces of crab apple, right?
Yes, I do.
So that will be fantastic for the combinations of the golden delicious in here. So a little bit of cinnamon,
Okay.
walnuts,
Okay.
raisins, brown sugar.
That looks
It's
wonderful.
not too difficult, is it?
No, it's not. I
This
could
is
probably do this.
kid-friendly and
Yes.
family at home. Everybody can have a go at that.
Now, some kids won't eat or are allergic to nuts. Do you have to put the walnuts in there?
Oh no, it's just
Okay.
from preference. So
Okay, just preference. It's not going to change the dish.
no, I won't change it at all.
Okay.
So we have the apples here. How's the crumble going, Giselle?
Great.
Oh, wow, that looks fantastic. And
That is perfect.
in my house, we have a rule. It's called make a mess, make it big. That looks like it could be a big mess.
With my brothers, they make gigantic messes.
I bet.
What happens? They have, especially when you're whipping cream, right? Things start flying out everywhere.
What a great combination of the apples and the raisins.
Yeah.
Again, a good dessert, but also I could count this very healthfully because we're just going to put a little bit of the sugar and butter mixture on top.
And actually, we could use sugar-free sugar.
We could use like a stevia instead.
Yes.
So while we put the crumble on top,
Yes.
we're going to take a quick break.
Sounds good.
You can go to cheflive.com for all of these recipes and we'll be right back. Finish this one up. It looks like we're ready for the top.
You
Are
ready
you
to
ready
put-
to put the top on? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to leave these here for you.
Okay, Giselle. Covered in crumble. No, wrong way.
Oh.
Put the crumble on the top there.
You know,
So-
that's a good demonstration though, because look what we have. We have about 80% of this dessert is going to be apples.
Oh yeah.
What a fantastic way to do it. Now,
Yep.
did I have to peel them or could I have left the peels on?
You could have left the peels on.
Leave the peels on for a little bit extra fiber, and
Yeah.
you've got, you could actually call this
That's
breakfast.
Perfect, honey. That's great. Do you want to start with the
Nice
next one?
work, Giselle.
Yep.
Can you do the next one?
Good job, Giselle. So
And
that
look at
was
those.
so easy.
That
Looks
was
nice
easy
little
and
rustic.
fun. And now you've got dessert at the end, and they're going to bake for a little while.
Yep.
Probably eat dinner and then come back and have a wonderful,
Yeah, it's a-
syrupy, delicious,
It's a perfect
fruit-filled
dessert. Yeah. And this is individual portions, so you could make family style in a larger bowl, which is very easy, and put it on the table at the end of the dinner, and everybody had a hand in making it.
How fun. Or you could make a couple of
That's
small
it,
ones so
Giselle.
that you have some for tomorrow night when maybe Dad's at work.
Yeah, you can
you
make
can
a few
remember
extra and
it.
just leave them in the cooler and just bake them off.
Yes, and bake them
So-
off as they come. Okay, are you going to put those in the oven, Thomas?
Yep, I'm going to
Okay.
put these in the oven. So we're going to bake them at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 30 to 35 minutes until they're golden brown.
Okay.
The temperature needs to be nice and low so the apples cook and they stew a little bit so they're nice and soft. If it's too hot, it burns on the top and the apples in the middle are raw. So
Okay.
it's a nice slow cooking process and you
Perfect.
don't have to do anything from there.
And perfect so that you can eat your dinner while your dessert cooks.
Absolutely. I'm going to
Alright.
put these in the
Okay.
oven now.
While Thomas puts those in the oven, we're going to start another dessert. I'm here with Thomas and his daughter Giselle, and we're doing a trio of tarts.
Yes, we're making a pecan tart. Well, you're making the pecan tart. Giselle is making the key lime tart, and I'm going to make the dough for the tarts. Which will be a
Excellent.
fresh fruit tart at the end. So, again, it's very healthy cooking, quality ingredients and something very easy we can make at home.
Oh, you're going to show me this because I don't believe you that the sugar dough is all that easy.
Oh, the sugar dough, we'll mix it, then I'll let you have a go at it and see how you go.
Okay, that sounds good. So
Okay.
Giselle's got a lot of ingredients in front of her.
You have a lot. Are you ready to go, honey?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
So take the key lime, pour in there.
Now, beforehand, you told me that I need to chop these
Yeah.
up. So I'm going to chop up my pecans.
Just roughly chop the pecans. This is the next one in here, Giselle. That's key lime juice, fresh from these baby key limes from Florida.
Mm.
Now, the egg yolks is yours.
What is the difference between a key lime and a regular lime? Is there a flavor difference?
Oh, absolutely. And
Okay.
these are much more richer and sweeter, intense in
Should I
flavor than
start?
regular lime. Yeah, whisk it.
And are they
Good job.
available all year round, or
Um,
is it
well, as I believe so, yes. Every
Just
time
like
I've been to
anything else?
Glaciers,
Yeah.
they've been there. So,
excellent? Excellent.
good job. Now, keep whisking. Is it hard?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
This is the condensed milk, which we put into our mix.
Sweetened condensed milk.
Yep.
You know, as a kid, I remember stealing that out of my mom's pantry and just opening up the can and eating it with a spoon.
Oh yeah. It is definitely a great favorite. Now, while you're doing that, what I'm gonna do is take the vanilla bean here to start the sugar dough for the tarts. Now you could mix all this by hand. The simple ingredients here is the butter, vanilla, eggs, powdered sugar, and almond flour. Very simple recipe for sugar dough.
So almond flour, you don't have regular wheat flour in
Yeah, I
this
have
one?
wheat,
Oh, okay,
all-purpose flour
I didn't hear you
and
say
almond
that.
flour. So I do a combination of the both.
Okay.
I'll put them over here in the mixer here. I'll be careful not to turn the mixer on in third speed so I throw everybody with flour, even though that might be fun.
You know, like I said earlier, the rule in my house is make a mess, make it big.
Oh, well, it'll be a
And
big...
then let Daddy clean it up. How do you like that rule?
It's funny.
Okay, so you look pretty good on that one, Giselle.
Kind of hurting.
It's kind of hard.
It's a arm workout, it's upper body workout on that whisking. I don't think people realize that as a pastry chef, you probably have better upper body muscles than other people around.
Oh, sometimes, especially when the mixers break, or you do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? That looks absolutely perfect. That mix. Good job. Now, this is a tricky part, and this is sharp here. Okay.
Okay.
So we just scrape a few lemon zest. Do you want to try that?
Yeah.
Lime zest. So hold it over there. Scrape down. Be careful. Feel that with your hands, Giselle. See it sharp?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just take your time. Do a few.
I think that that's really important, that although safety is first in the kitchen, if you just take 5 minutes to show a kid, even a couple of seconds sometimes, to show somebody how to use a utensil properly, you can, they can help you just as much as an adult can, probably more
And
so.
Giselle is very proud to show us that she can do it just fine.
That's great.
So I've got the sugar dough. All it is just combining the ingredients. The recipe is on the Cheflive website.
Okay, cheflive.org. We got
Yeah,
the web.
and if you don't have a nice mixer like this one, which I actually don't have one like this in my house, I mix it by hand.
How's it going over there? You got some zest in there?
Yep.
Yum. Oh, that looks wonderful. And do you smell that? It smells so fresh. Even in the winter, it would smell like spring in your house to make
Yes.
this.
So I have the sugar dough here. It's important that we don't overmix it, because if we overmix it, once it bakes, it'll all shrink back in the oven, and you'll go from a tart this big to
Is that why that happens?
Yeah,
It's
'cause you
just
did-
overmixing.
develop the gluten too much. So I'm gonna mix the rest by hand,
Okay.
which will be cool. I'm gonna finish my sugar dough.
Now, aside from the dough, that probably is a little bit more scientific with the ingredients and the amounts, the rest of this is pretty flexible, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I see here that we have milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and white chocolate in my bowl. So
Yep.
you could use what you want, what you prefer, or what
Yep.
you have on hand.
Well, it's a chocolate pecan tart, which is just I'd say a small twist on the regular pecan tart, rather than making just a regular pecan tart.
In my house, we call this Derby pie because we make it for the Kentucky Derby every year
Oh, okay, that's very interesting.
with a hit of bourbon at the end.
So it's okay for the kids because the bourbon bakes off in the oven, right?
Exactly, right? Isn't that true, pastry chef?
Oh yes.
Okay,
that
I
is
have
right.
my my pecans My chopped, everything's
Okay, Dad,
chopped?
look.
Oh, you're done. That's perfect.
Wonderful.
Only one's enough because they're quite tired.
Oh.
So that's fantastic. Let me see what we have here. We have pecan mix. Good job. We have the raspberry jam, which we're going to use in a minute. We have the fresh key limes, which is
Look how
fantastic.
little those are.
Yes,
And then over
Those-
here.
they're tiny.
They look perfect.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do now is whisk in the butter with the molasses and the
Okay.
corn syrup, the eggs, a little bit of salt. Salt brings out the flavor.
Okay.
The brown sugar, and whisk them all together so it's a nice, thick, gooey paste.
I'm going to whisk this stuff together and then we're going to be right back with more from Thomas. Right now, check out the recipes at cheflive.com. Welcome back. While you guys were checking the website, I whipped up the sauce for our
The mix for the pecan looks
for
very
the
nice.
pecan tart, and I think that you have something special for
Oh,
us to
yes.
come out of the oven.
Absolutely. Beautiful warm apple crisps.
Our very healthy apple crisp,
Yep.
mostly apples.
Absolutely. 80% apples.
And you know, we're all trying to eat more fruits and vegetables. Why can't
Yes.
you put one into dessert with just a little bit of topping?
The best part about dessert
Oh,
is that.
absolutely. My
So-
little Reagan would be in heaven right now.
Oh, yes. What do you think, Giselle? Good job.
I think it looks perfect.
So,
Now that's a really slick trick with the blowtorch. Not all of us have a blowtorch at home.
oh, you can just use hot water.
Okay.
Just the presentation is very nice. With
Oh,
vanilla
look at
ice cream.
that. Is this how you always eat dessert at home, Giselle?
Oh, yeah.
Well plated, perfect with garnish on the plate.
A
Yes.
nice crunchy brandy snap, which the recipe is
Oh.
on Cheflive. And so everybody knows what it is, a baby crab apple.
Oh, wow.
So-
and look at what care that. I mean, it doesn't take much, but it looks like there's so much care and
Oh,
love
that
in
is
it.
hot.
That
Yes.
it makes it, I mean, it just makes it that much more special.
Yes, it does.
That's wonderful. My mom used to always garnish everything. My husband still gives me a hard time for putting garnish on a plate.
So,
Look
Giselle,
at that.
look at your dessert.
Nice
well
work,
done.
Giselle. And healthy too.
Yes,
So now
it
we're
is.
going to finish up these tarts, right?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
have
Remember?
the key lime tart,
Okay.
the pecan tart,
The pecan tart
and the fruit tart.
and a fresh fruit tart.
So, while these were in the oven, I made you a nice tart shell.
Okay.
This one is for you, Ronnie.
Thank
So,
you.
what I'd like you to do is fill up the pecans in the tart shell.
Okay. So this is going to be almost like a layered dessert rather than
Oh,
something
yeah.
I'm mixing all together.
Yeah. And this one's for you, Giselle. Here's your tart shell.
Oh, the magical pastry
jam.
part. The magical pastry bag comes from the side of the studio.
Yep.
I love magical kitchens.
So,
Unfortunately, when I'm cooking at home, it's not usually this magical.
that's very good.
Can I do
Now-
that, Dad?
Absolutely. I wouldn't have anybody else do it. Now, the reason we use raspberry jam because raspberry and key lime and lime is a great combination. The flavors very complement each other.
Wonderful.
The
I never
tartness and
knew
the
that,
sweet.
but it seems delicious.
And I think
Wait until you taste it.
looks so much fun. You have a great pastry
Okay.
bag because you're
This
a
is
great
yours.
chef.
Now, what I want you to do is pipe a circle, starting in the middle. I can help you too if you like. Whoa, slowly. Slowly. Good job. So you have the jam on the bottom. Now, this is your key lime mix. Do you want to pour it in?
Yes.
Slowly.
Oh, look at that.
You made just enough to fill your shell.
Fantastic. That looks wonderful.
You ready to go?
I am.
Okay, pour your pecan mix over there.
Okay.
Wow.
This one here, it's all gonna sink to the bottom. And look at that, exactly, the recipe
looks-
was exactly for one tart. So. And one tart is a 8-serving portion.
We'll see, and
Close
that's
enough for
another
a family.
thing. Right,
Yes.
absolutely.
And what's great to eat with a warm tart, Giselle?
I don't quite know yet.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Oh.
I was going to say a big glass of milk just so that you don't feel quite as indulgent.
And a glass of milk. It'd be
Yes.
great just before bed, don't you think so?
yes.
Now these tarts are ready to go into the oven.
okay.
Okay.
Would you like to help me put them in the oven? Would you like to eat your apple dessert?
I don't know.
Let's put these in the oven, Giselle.
Okay, we'll put these in the oven.
Okay.
This is a great time for me to remind you that you can go to createachangenow.org for a listing of all the great events that our Cheflive chefs are going to be at, that are bringing families back to the dinner table and bringing kids like Giselle back into the kitchen.
Okay guys, so the next step is to bake our beautiful tarts. Let's get them in the oven. What do you think?
Of
Good
course.
Thanks, Giselle.
You want this on the bottom?
Yep. I'll put this one in here.
Okay.
Ooh, it's so full.
It is full. It looks wonderful.
Yes.
The tarts will be in the oven for the next 30-35 minutes, just until they're nice and golden. Now the key lime is a tricky little tart. You need to bake it just until it's set. If it starts to jump up and cook, then it's overbaked and the eggs will split and it won't taste the same. So that's a tricky baking, but the pecan will jump up a little bit at the bottom. Okay.
Great. Thanks, Thomas. We'll
You're
be
welcome.
right back.
So here we are back, 35 minutes in the oven. Look what we produce. Beautiful pecan tart. Now, I'm not going to put any garnish on this at all because the tart speaks for itself. Nice, chocolatey, milk chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate. And again, the edible gold leaf. So that was a nice touch there. The oven did the work for me. And this is the key lime tart. Now, with the key lime tart, the way I garnished it was with citrusy fruits. Obviously the raspberry, because we have the raspberry jam on the inside. Key limes and lemons, and some strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries, just so the kids that want to eat it is nice and healthy with the key lime in the mix there. Also the gold leaf and the chocolate garnish of whatever you feel. So our two tarts, key lime tart, very simple, and the pecan tart. Thanks for joining us on Chef Live. I'll see you again.
One scotch